Now, a retailer is a business enterprise that is engaged in the sales of goods. Final consumers are that they'll only go directly to the manufacturer. Now, these are the possibilities which I'm telling you. They can trust the retailer and then produce, that is, the manufacturer will produce the goods. The entire India knows about a product called Mysuru sandals. How? That is what happens on a regular basis if the product is really good. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Vidhyaashram from the Department of Business Studies in Vidhyaashram PU College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to one and all here. Now we go with this chapter called as the internal trade. Now internal trade in the sense within the boundary, whenever we go for any of the buying and selling of goods and services, we call that as internal trade. Now we saw what exactly the wholesaler will do it, but now it is the turn for the retailer. Now here you need to understand that the retailer is a person who will always bridge a gap between the wholesaler and the final consumers. So what exactly a retail trade is all about? Now a retailer is a business enterprise that is engaged in the sales of goods and services directly to the ultimate consumer. So please understand that they go with what? Directly they go with the ultimate consumer. He or she normally buys goods in large quantities from wholesaler and sells them in the small quantities to the unlimited consumers. So that is what the retail trade is all about. So here you need to understand that what a retailer is all about. Now, a retailer is a person who actually buy small quantities from the wholesaler. When he buys small quantity from the wholesaler, what happens is he'll sell that to the ultimate consumer. When he sells that to ultimate consumer, what happens is that is when he is called as what? He is a person who is in direct contact with the ultimate consumer. See, understand? Wholesaler will buy bulk from the manufacturer. Now, manufacturer cannot touch the final consumer directly, so he has to sell those products to the wholesaler. Now, again, here what happens is, let's go with the statistics. All consumers will not go and buy from the wholesaler only. Say there are 10 to 15% of people who go directly to the wholesaler, but what is the remaining amount, that remaining percentage, we all usually go to the retailer, right? So what are the services a retailer gives? So before that, you need to understand that. Say manufacturer is here. Okay. Now he will sell the product to the wholesaler. Done. Now wholesaler is here. Now wholesaler will sell it to the retailer. Now retailer will actually sell it to the final consumer, right? So final consumer. Manufacturer cannot. Now understand, the final consumer can go directly to the wholesaler some point of time. There are few people who actually go to the manufacturer also, that is a small scale manufacturer is there. Now he cannot afford for a wholesaler or a retailer. Now what happens is the final consumers are that they'll only go directly to the manufacturer. Now these are the possibilities which I'm telling you. Now what are the services a retailer is giving, right? So retailer is giving a service to the wholesaler. Retailer is giving a service to the manufacturer because manufacturer will get only the profit when the product are sold. Now that's why we have listed here. Services to manufacturer is what the retailer will give. Then we have services to the wholesaler, and lastly we have what? Services to the consumers. So there is always a debate what exactly a consumer is and what is customer. Are both the same? Let me tell you. All consumers were customers, but it is not that all customers will become a consumer. See, whenever you go for shopping, right? Now you are called as a customer. When you buy the product, then you are called consumer because you are consuming the product. That is the reason you are called as a consumer. So here, the services which we people will be getting, that is the retailer who is giving the services is, one is the manufacturer, that is he will sell their product. Second is the wholesaler, Now what happens is whatever the bulk amount the wholesaler has purchased from the manufacturer, the wholesaler will give it to the retailer. So the retailer will buy a small quantity from the wholesaler and sell it. Then the final consumers, that is the services to consumer, is the product will be in the hands of consumer only through the retailer. So this is what the services or retailer does. Now services to manufacturers and wholesalers. Now I have combined these two topics here. You are supposed to know what are the services a retailer is giving to the manufacturer and the wholesaler. Now here I gave you an example of the same thing, that is we have a manufacturer, then we have this wholesaler, and we have this retailer here. So the services you are supposed to know, right? Now it's always both the ways, right? It's not like one way, it's two ways. Wholesaler will also give services to manufacturer. Retailer will also give a service to the manufacturer. The first thing is it helps in distribution of goods. The first thing is what? Helps in distribution of goods. Second is personal selling. Now personal selling will happen, enabling large scale operation. Now the manufacturer, he will produce in bulk, right? And the wholesaler will actually buy from the manufacturer, and retailer will buy from the wholesaler. So what it does, a continuity of the selling and buying goes on. So here what it does, it enables large scale operation. Now they can trust the retailer and then produce, that is the manufacturer will produce the goods. They'll trust the retailer and the wholesaler will buy more goods from the manufacturer. Collecting market information. Now who will know the real market? That is a big question. As a manufacturer, you will only go with manufacturing the product with quality and quantity. As a wholesaler, you will build a network of connection, that is how many retailers are there and where all we are supposed to distribute. But it is only the retailer who knows the exact information about why the consumer is buying the product and why the consumer is not buying the product, as well as what are the product the consumers are buying more. So here he will give information to whom? To the wholesaler, that this is the product which people are buying, so we want more. Now the wholesaler will also get to know there is a demand for that product, so he will tell the manufacturer, this product we have a demand and this product we don't have a demand. Helps in promotion. A retailer, how is that the retailer will actually help the wholesaler and the manufacturer with promotion is, retailer job is to attract more people so that more people can come and buy the product. So for attraction, what he does is he gives incentives. What are the incentives? Like coupons he will give. He'll give, say it's like he will encourage the people to buy more. Say example, if you take 2, 1 is free. That is what the retailer will give. Now, will the manufacturer give something like that? No. The manufacturer knows only one thing, that is how much unit to produce and how much unit it should go for the selling. Now here what happens, the wholesaler and the retailer will convince the manufacturers that these products are not moving in the market. We need to go with some strategy of promotion. Like if you buy 2 soaps, 1 soap is free. Now this is what? This is a sales promotion. This is what is done by the wholesaler as well as the retailer. Now let's go one by one and let's check what exactly it is. The first one helps in distribution of goods. Now a retailer most important service to the wholesaler and manufacturers is to provide the help in the distribution of their product by making these available to the final consumers who may be scattered over a large geographical area. Now you have so many, see, let's take example of India. Now we have too many states and we have union territories, right? Now a manufacturer who is in Karnataka, right? And in Karnataka he's in say Mysuru, and he is producing the product. Say example, I'll go with Mysore sandal as an example. Mysore sandals, right? Now, when they go with this Mysore sandals as a company, the Mysore company, that is the Mysore sandals. If you go with this sandals company, they are manufactured in Mysore. But what really happens is the entire India knows about a product called Mysore sandals. How? It is only because of the retailers who are actually giving the distribution of goods. That is, they're running the distribution of goods. One more example, say Mysore silks. Now, Mysore silk factory is in Mysore, but people who are in Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, even they are able to use Mysore sarees. The reason is the retailers. That is what it is. Next one, personal selling. Here, what happens is, in this process of sales, most consumer goods, some amount of personal selling effort is necessary. Now, manufacturers have done the manufacturing thing, but what happens is personal selling should happen. By undertaking personal selling efforts, the retailers relieve the producers. They will relieve the producers of this activity and greatly helps them in the process of actualizing the sales of product. That means retailer will only become a person who like person selling. He'll promote those things, and he will make sure that the producer, that is the manufacturer, will take care of the manufacturing rather than person selling. Wholesaler also will do the same services. If you have watched the previous sessions, where wholesaler will advise the manufacturer not to take much tension about the sales, will only do it. So what does that wholesaler will do is, he will search for the retailers. But here retailers, what he will do is, on behalf of manufacturers and the wholesalers, he will search for the final consumers. When he search for the final consumer, now the manufacturer should not think anything about this marketing thing. The person selling is happening. That is how the person selling will be helped by the retailer to the manufacturer as well as the wholesaler. Enabling large sale operation. Now here what happens is, on account of retailer service, the manufacturers and wholesalers are freed from the botheration. See, this is what you people need to understand, that there is no tension at all for the wholesaler and the manufacturer, because everything is taken care by the retailer. Here it's all the hierarchical chain of the chain link. Manufacturer shouldn't bother because there is somebody called wholesaler. Wholesaler shouldn't take any kind of a thing because retailer is there who will actually bother about it, of making individual sales to consumers in small quantities. Now, this enables them to operate at relatively large scale and thereby fully concentrate on their activity as well as the other activity. Now, they don't need to bother about it. The reason is retailer has come to the picture and he is there to help the promotion of the product. And when it happens, what happens is, see, when promotion is more, people will get to know what are the product which has come to the market. Now, through the retailer, the people will get to know what are the products which have come to the market. Plus, the retailer will go with more of selling. When the more of selling will happen, the wholesaler will actually again order. Now, I'll give you an example here. What happens is, now manufacturer, then we have wholesaler, and then we have a retailer. Okay, a very quick example, I'm just giving it to you. Now, wholesaler will buy more product, that is, he will buy more product, and that too he'll buy in bulk, right? Retailer will buy from the wholesaler in a small quantity. Small quantity, let's go with this, right? Quantity. Now, manufacturer is a person who will produce. Now, until and unless, say, there are more retailers. Now, all retailers, they'll go with what? They'll go with the scale of operation. That is, they want more from the wholesaler. When they want more from the wholesaler, what it suggests? It suggests that the product is in demand. Now, the wholesaler will give a pressure to the manufacturer saying that we need more product. The booking is more. Now, what happens? The scale of operation, that is, wholesaler will also buy more and manufacturer will produce more. That is what happens on a regular basis if the product is really good. Collecting market information. Now the same way here you need to know, whenever you go with market information, you should do a market survey and market research. But the retailer will not do any market survey, market research. He will get to know if he is sitting in his shop. More and more people are coming and buying the product. That means what? He knows that there is a demand for the product. And that will actually help something like this. I'll tell you. There is a word called MRP in the product. What is this MRP? It is called as maximum retail price. That is what a retailer can go with. That is a maximum. Say example, MRP of a pen is 10 rupees. But that doesn't mean that the pen cost, that is total cost, is only 10 rupees. It is lesser than that. Now understand, from the wholesaler, it should come to the retailer, right? Now, retailer will charge 10 rupees. That means he will have profit and then he will sell it. So he'll have a margin profit. Now the retailer will buy from the wholesaler not for 10 rupees. He'll buy for something like say 8 rupees. Now that means the wholesaler is selling it for 8 rupees in the sense, still the wholesaler also will make profit, isn't it? See, business without profit is what? It is not a business. Business should always be with profit. That is, monetary benefit should be there. Economic activity is what the business is. Now the wholesaler will ask from the manufacturer, right? Understand this logic here. Now the manufacturer will give the wholesaler for 6 rupees. Now here, wholesaler made 2 rupees as a profit. This is the profit. Yes. Now here, he made 2 rupees as a profit. Done. Now understand, if the manufacturer is giving the money or giving the pen for 6 rupees, still the manufacturer is making a profit and then he will give it. So the total cost to manufacture a pen is say 4 rupees. Now understand, from 4 rupees of manufacturing, 10 rupees they are selling. Now who is getting more kind of thing? That is the wholesaler as well as the retailer, because they are not in any of the producing or manufacturing. Just by moving from one hand to another hand, moving from one shop to another shop, they are making money. So here what happens is, collecting market information, the minute the retailer will get to know that the product is really doing good, the manufacturer will check how much the wholesaler is selling, how much the retailer is selling, right? Later what happens is, the product will become something like this. The product is the same, but MRP will change. The reason here is the MRP will be 12 rupees. Reason I'll tell you again, demand and supply. Now this demand and supply, when demand is more, supply will be definitely less. When there are more people who want to buy the product, now automatically the wholesaler as well as the retailer will get an information that the real final consumer wants the product more. That is, the product is really doing good. Now it have been like, they'll tell the manufacturer saying that this is what it is. Now the manufacturer will also use his brain and he will maximize the retail price for 12 rupees. So that is what will happen here. Now as retailer remain in direct and constant touch with the buyers, they serve as an important source of collecting market information about the taste, preferences and attitude of customers. Such information is considered very useful in taking important marketing decisions in an organization. With that, they also gives information for should we increase the price or decrease the price. That is what the information the manufacturer will get to know. Lastly, we have helps in promotion. Now here what happens is, from time to time manufacturers and distributors have to carry on various promotional activity in order to increase the sales of their products. For example, they have to advertise their products. One is what? Advertise. The first one here is what? Advertise the product. Advertise. Second one, their products and offer short-term incentive. What is it? Short-term. Short-term incentives. Incentives. Okay. Next, sales contest, saying that there is a bike which you people will win. Okay. And that should have a consent. What should they have? They should have a consent saying that yes, we will do that. And what type of consent? They should go with sales contest. Sales contests. There should be a consent for sales contest. Done. Now, and so on. Retailer particularly in this activity in various ways and thereby helps in promoting the sales of the product. Now, you would have seen that there is this retail shop where they'll go with coupons, or they'll actually go with lucky draws. Now, why they do it is only to maximize the sales. So these are the things which you people should know as a retailer. What are the benefits or the services he gives for the wholesaler and the manufacturer. Next session, I'll be explaining you about retailer service to the customers or the final consumers. Thank you so much, students. I'll see you when I see you.